What is now Southern Shores was formerly a series of sand ridges, the easternmost less than a mile away from the shore. Over time, forests grew on these ridges, and rainwater filled in the space between them, creating lakes and then swamps. Now, what could an enterprising developer do with miles and miles of swamp? Stick had studied the ecology of our coastal environment and saw nothing wrong with the idea of turning these swamps into navigable waterways, which connected to the Sound. In the process, these ridges would become varied and desirable waterfront lots. In November of 1959, work began on what was described as land reclamation in back of the Soundside area. First, a canal was dug from the marina to a large swamp east of Old Duck Road. A simple ground-level bridge was created using donated material from the original Currituck Sound Bridge. This bridge became known as the Dick White Bridge. Due to the extreme width of the swamp, a dragline operator cut a small lake in the center with an island in the middle and swamp on both sides. Another wide cut with a dragline cast spoil material over the swamps, creating the first lagoon lots. While the name was not exactly accurate, it did have the added advantage of sounding classier than canal lots. The island can still be seen from the bridge on East Dogwood Trail. The next few years were devoted to expanding the network of lagoons and opening up a variety of wooded home sites. The goal was always to try and conserve the land and vegetation as much as possible, and to lay out building sites in a manner dictated by the terrain. It was also important to try and make each new sound site and wooded area as distinctive and different as the next. With 5 different swamp systems running roughly parallel, there was a question as to whether they could be or should be connected. They decided to dig one major canal, a straight shot from the open waters in the west near Gingite Creek that cut through each of the ridges between. Then a 2-mile-long access canal was built from the main east-west canal south all the way to US 158, making it possible to enter the eastern swamps. Starting at the south end of what is now Chickahawk, another east-west canal was dug to reach the final network of swamps which crossed the Juniper Trail. From there, it was possible to move both north and south, therefore connecting the remaining swamps into one navigable lagoon. Well, all except one. Early residents of Southern Shores had discovered a series of beautiful cypress swamps less than a mile back from the ocean. Actually more of a series of lakes than a swamp. The area covered several acres, was completely landlocked, and had high forest-covered sand ridges on the west, north, and east sides. Frank and David Stick stocked it with bass that had been caught in Gingite Creek and Currituck Sound. Those who knew about this place with its majestic cypress trees and atmosphere of tranquility tended to keep its whereabouts secret. This is a tradition that continues to this day. David Stick wanted to maintain a 13-acre cypress swamp right in the middle of a large residential community, and it was possible with certain caveats. First, there could be no disturbance of the land, especially on the wooded hills surrounding the pond, and no buildings could be built. Secondly, legal documentation had to be set up to make the area a preserve. And third, several hundred feet of canal that had already been dug needed to be filled back in. With these requirements in place, the serene cypress swamp was protected and preserved for future generations.